Hello, hello. Hi. Always interesting trying to set things up. Right now I have my phone on a yoga block in a little, one of these ankle weights that you can wrap around your ankle when you're exercising if you want to try to increase resistance. And it's an interesting setup, but it works. Hopefully you can see my sticky mat. Thank you for joining me. Pose of the week. We're focusing on the one thing you should never do in chaturanga. So chaturanga is such a fun word to say, the yogi push-up. So for the yoga push-up, you want to make sure your shoulders are in the right place. Now, what is the right place and why should we care? Well, a lot of yoga classes, even if they're not just a flow-based vinyasa, you're probably going to do a couple sun salutes, or you're probably going to dance your way from a mountain pose down to the floor, and most likely that'll involve moving through chaturanga. Very likely, but not always. So with chaturanga, the placement of the shoulder, if you allow your shoulder, the head of the shoulder, as I call it, to collapse forward, and you do a ton of yoga push-ups like this, your shoulders are going to be yelling after a little while, and quite loudly too. So this is why it's so important that you keep a good alignment through the shoulders, because you don't want to hurt the rotator cuff. You don't want to hurt the shoulders so that every time you lower to your belly, you feel like wincing. But you want to feel strong, structure, foundation, stability, all present, so that when you go from a plank pose, let's say, to your chaturanga, you feel those biceps working, right? You get those great yoga arms. And when you get those yoga arms, you also get the yoga back, because you're encouraging the back muscles to support you. And here's a great thing for the summer. When you do your yoga push-up correctly, you're working your tummy, you're working your core. It's a lot about the legs and the belly. It's not just the arms. Push-ups, sometimes we think arms and chest. But here's the deal. Try this with me, just standing. If you extend your arms out like a zombie, I'll step back so you can see, and you reach them out as far as can be, just notice how stable that feels. Now, draw the head of the arm bone back, and as you draw the arm into socket, feel that stability and structure through the upper back. Awesome. Now from here, feel this. Bend the arms so the hands come in front of the shoulders. Okay, just noticing chest, the tricep, the back of the upper arm, the upper back, what it feels like. And then stretch the arms forward. The arms are in socket, so you've drawn the arms in socket. Bend the arms so the fingertips match up with the chest. Now as the fingertips match up with the chest, notice what's going on in the back of the arm, tricep. Notice what's going on through the chest and the upper back. Okay, one more time, we'll do it together. So here we are, happy zombies, arms in socket. You bend the arms, hands in front of shoulders first. Now here, I feel collapse through my chest. My triceps don't feel like they're working. I almost feel a little hunched around it. Now when I have my arms out, the arms are in socket, and I bend the arms and I bring my hands to line up with my chest, here, my chest feels open. The head of the shoulders are back, and you'll notice the collarbone, the clavicle are soft. Hey, whoever's joining me, just give me a shout out and say hello so I can see who you are. Thanks for being here. But when you're here in this position, you've got openness through the chest. You've got the upper back working for you, and you've got those triceps firing, so you're going to get those great yoga arms. Now what this means is when you bring this to the floor, you've got to focus on moving the chest forward just a little bit, getting those shoulders to move a little beyond the fingertips before you lower. Because if your shoulders line up with your wrist and you lower directly like that, you get squished. And you see here, my collarbone is sticking out, and I don't have that support. Might be very Model-esque, little Zoolander. But it won't help your shoulders, okay? So what I want you to do is we're going to get ready to take this to the floor, but I want to add one second important piece, the tummy work, okay? So as you're here and you draw the arms into socket, watch that you don't do it so much that you get this banana back thing happening, okay? But as you draw the arms into socket, move the sides of the waistline back. Sometimes people say knit the rib cage back. You basically draw your transverse abdominal tummy muscles in, supporting you, so that as you're here, your belly is drawing in, the lower belly drawing in and up as the sides of the waistline move back. Then when you bend your arms and you bring your hands in line with your chest, you've got your tummy working for you rather than your bottom sticking out, okay? So those two things, we're going to move the chest forward slightly so the shoulders are over the fingertips. Then you're going to engage your belly, the sides of the waistline moving back. So when you bend your arms, your tummy will be supporting you, your arms and shoulders in the right lineup, and you're going to get in shape for the summer with these yoga push-ups. People will be asking, what are you doing to make your shoulders look so fantastic? Like one of my students that comes to my Wednesday night class, everyone wanted to know, what's your secret? She said, yoga. All right, if you've got a mat nearby or a space on the floor, join me. I'm going to come down to my knees. It's nice to build on slowly with weight bearing as we learn the alignment. So when you're here, knees have to be well behind the hips. Otherwise, if you're in table, you'll get stuck. So knees a good 12 to 14 inches behind the hips. Now, if your belly's sagging, you're going to be stuck as well. So move the sides of the waistline back as you soften between the shoulder blades. From here, we're getting ready. So belly drawing in, soften between the shoulder blades, happy zombie. And then shift your shoulders towards your fingertips. Good. Keep your belly strong as you bend the arms and you bring head of the shoulders and elbows at the same height. Keep working that tummy and then slowly press up. Good. You can do a couple of these, bending the arms just part way and then stretch up, building strength in your tummy and your shoulders, the upper back. If you're ready to hold where shoulders and elbows are even, you can hold for a few breaths. Good. Press up. And then just come into a child's position. And that's the important thing to know for chaturanga. Keep those shoulders safe. Oh, it's great to have you. Give me a shout out who's here so I can see who's joining me. Let's see. Swipe left to viewers. Maybe I'll see. Oh, I can't see. So I'm glad you're here. Look, I look like a little peacock. But chaturanga, remember, you want your side bodies long, the head of the arm bones back. You want to keep your tummy engaged, and when you lower, you're lowering so that the elbows and shoulders are at the same height. Very important. So next pose of the week, we're going to focus on the knees, keeping the knees safe in poses like side angle and warrior two. Join me 12:30 on Tuesday, and I'll see you then. Have a great day. Remember, if you have questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll answer them as soon as possible. Lots of love. Bye-bye. We'll catch you on the flip side.